Imagine if your daily repetitive work could happen automatically. No manual effort, no copying, pasting, no stress. That's exactly what automation does. Let me explain this in the simplest way. Automation means when a task happens on its own without you doing it manually every time. For example, suppose someone fills a form on your website. Normally, you would check the email, copy the details, paste into Excel, and send a reply. But with automation, all of this happens automatically. Now, let's understand why automation is important. This saves you time, it reduces errors, and most importantly, it lets you focus on important work. If you're doing the same task again and again, it should be automated. Now the question is, how do we actually create these automations? That's where n8n comes in. n8n is a tool that helps you automate your work. It connects different apps and makes them talk to each other. Think of it like a digital assistant. You tell it what to do once, and it keeps doing it for you. Why n8n? You might have heard of tools like Zapier, but n8n gives you more control. It's flexible, powerful, and even free if you self-host. This is why many developers and businesses are switching to n8n. Before we start building anything, let's quickly understand some basic terms used in n8n. Don't worry, I'll keep this very simple. Number 1, workflow. A workflow is basically a sequence of steps. In simple words, it's the full process you want to automate. For example, when someone fills a form, send an email, save data. That entire chain is called a workflow. Number 2, node. Now, each step inside a workflow is called a node. So if a workflow is a process, nodes are the individual steps. For example, one node can receive data, another node can send an email. Number 3, trigger. Every workflow starts with something called a trigger. A trigger is the event that starts the automation. Some examples of trigger are like when a new email arrives or when someone submits a form. Number 4, webhook. Now, webhook, this sounds technical, but it's actually simple. A webhook is just a way to send data from one app to another. Think of it like a messenger. When something happens, it sends data to n8n instantly. Number 5, action. After the trigger, we perform actions. For example, send email, save data, send notification. These are called action nodes. Number 6, connection. Finally, we connect nodes together. This tells n8n what should happen next. It's like joining steps in a chain. Number 7, API. Now, there's one more important term, API. Don't worry, it sounds technical, but it's actually simple. API stands for Application Programming Interface. But in simple words, it's a way for two apps to talk to each other. Think of it like a waiter in a restaurant. You tell the waiter your order, the waiter takes it to the kitchen and brings your food back. Similarly, in automation, one app sends a request, another app responds with data. For example, n8n can use an API to send data to Gmail, and Gmail sends a response back. So whenever apps need to communicate, they use APIs. You don't need to code it. n8n handles everything for you. So, to quickly recap, workflow is a full process, nodes are the steps, trigger is a starting point, webhook is a data sender, action is task performed, API is a way for apps to talk to each other. Once you understand these basics, n8n becomes very easy to use. All right. Now, let's jump into n8n and actually build our first automation.
So this is the n8n dashboard.
And from here, we can create workflows. I'll click on New Workflow to get started. Now, what you're seeing here is called the canvas. This is where we build our automation, and these small blocks that we'll add are called nodes. Every automation starts with a trigger, so let's add our first node. I'll click on the plus icon here and search for webhook and select it. So this webhook will act as the starting point of our workflow. Whenever it receives data, our automation will start running. Here, I'll set the method to get, and this URL you see here is very important. This is where the data will be sent from another app. You can type here test-email. Now I'll click on Listen for Test Event. This means n8n is now waiting to receive some data. Now copy this URL and open in New tab. You will see a message saying Workflow was started. Now close this and you will see that the webhook color is green. That shows success. Next, let's add another node. I'll click on the plus icon again, and this time I'll search for Gmail. In this Gmail node, we'll configure an action. In our case, we want to send an email. Now I'll connect this node to the webhook. This connection simply means once the webhook is triggered, this step will run next. So I'll enter my email address here, add a subject, let's say Test Automation, and for the message, I'll write, "This is an automated email from n8n. Select Text as email type." I'll click on Execute Workflow. Now we need to send some test data to the webhook. Once the data is received, you'll see it captured here. And as you can see, the workflow has executed successfully. The webhook received the data, and the email node has sent the email. If I check my inbox, I should see the email there. And that's how simple it is to build your first automation in n8n. Finally, to make this workflow run automatically in real time, we just need to publish it. Once it's active, it will keep running in the background whenever it receives new data. Now you've seen how simple automation can be with n8n. From understanding the basics to building your first workflow, you're already ahead of most beginners. If you found this helpful, make sure to subscribe for more step-by-step automation tutorials. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.